Hi friends, in today's video we'll cover a very interesting topic. In which nakshatra your partner's moon is placed. Alright, so in your partner's horoscope, look at the position of moon. In which nakshatra their moon is placed. That nakshatra is very crucial. That will be considered to be your partner's birth nakshatra or janma nakshatra. Alright, so that birth nakshatra in your partner's horoscope will define your partner's characteristics, nature, character, and even the way they are going to, be with you in this relationship. So welcome to this yet another interesting video on partner and relationship. So look at the nakshatra in which your partner's moon is placed. What is that nakshatra? In today's video we'll cover the first 13 nakshatras, starting from Ashwini to Hasta. The remaining 14 nakshatras will be covered in part 2. This is part 1. Alright. So what is the birth nakshatra of your partner or soulmate or spouse, whatever you may call? So let's begin with the first nakshatra. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. If you want personal consultation, details are there in the description. If your partner's moon is in Ashwini nakshatra, then your partner will have certain qualities. What are they? First of all, Ashwini nakshatra is ruled by planet Ketu. It falls in the sign of Aries. So sign lord is Mars. And the deity of Ashwini nakshatra is the Ashwini Kumaras. Ashwini Kumaras or Ashwini Kumars, they are they are sons to the sun god. Okay? Sun god and Sanjana. They are their sons, Ashwini Kumaras. Now, what is the symbol? The symbol of the Ashwini nakshatra is a horse's head. The head of a horse. Alright? And which can, signify swiftness, agility, movement. So, again, if your partner's moon is in Ashwini nakshatra, the nakshatra lord, how it is placed in the horoscope, that is very important. If it is more or less well placed, then definitely your partner will be someone who will love to be active, energetic. They'll be a person of action. Alright, they will love to take initiative in doing something. So they will like to begin something, a new work, some new venture with a lot of enthusiasm, courage. So they can have entrepreneurial skills. Alright, but again, they may at times be impulsive also, impulsive and restless. At times they may be a little unsteady and even unstable. They like movement. They like action. So in this relationship, this relationship should be a very passionate connection. So they are looking for a passionate connection with you. So the sexual compatibility that they're looking for in this relationship, or the whole physicality in the relationship, is also very important for them. They want a deep-rooted, passionate connection with you. Alright? They are looking for new experiences, adventures, alright, even in the relationship. They are people who, as I said, they are so very, they can be very attractive, not just energetic also. They may at times not get along well with their father. It's possible. Now, if your person's nakshatra is Ashwini, birth nakshatra, then they may definitely, they may be influenced by their mother. It's possible. Now, they can have healing abilities. Alright? They are natural healers. So they could be problem solvers. If their profession is connected to healing practices, to medical profession, then really shine in life because they know how to heal people. They can also be into counseling. They could be counselors. They could do well even in psychology, even occult. So even in the field of technology, because they are knowledgeable and creative. They can also be intuitive. So all these qualities Ashwini Nakshatra people have. They're natural healers. They will do very well in life if they move towards, gaining knowledge, enhancing their creative skills, and if they make use of their intuition properly, if they take initiative. They need to finish the work also. Whatever task they have started, they need to complete that task. So they need to be stable. Alright, stability. Steadiness is very important. Initiating that action and remaining steady along the way and achieving their goals and targets in a very disciplined and structured way that can enable them to become very successful. This relationship definitely should be based on, a spiritual connection, yes, even loyalty and commitment. That's very important. Otherwise, there can be problems, even ups and downs in the relationship. Now let's move on to what will happen if your person's birth nakshatra is Bharani. Alright, that means your person's moon is placed in Bharani nakshatra, ruled by Venus. The deity of Bharani nakshatra is Yama, the god of death. Bharani nakshatra, the symbol is the female reproductive organ called the yoni. That's the symbol, because Bharani nakshatra, ruled by Venus, actually symbolizes transformation, creation, recreation, regeneration. Alright, it can also denote rebirth. Now, definitely it falls in the sign of Aries, so ruled by Mars. So Bharani nakshatra is emblematic of transformation, upheavals also. But Bharani people, because you have to look at the deity, is Yama, the god of death. So they are very rigid also about their principles, about their values, about what they think and what they want from you in this relationship. They are very clear-headed. Alright? They have certain fixed notions about partnership, relationship, and how it can work. So it's very difficult to mold them because they have certain rigid notions about things, about life, even relationship. Nevertheless, they are people who are very loyal and they expect loyalty from you. They also want to lead a life of comfort, definitely. They can have artistic abilities. They also are people who want to provide nourishment to others. They may, take responsibility of others in a very wonderful way. So in this relationship, if both of you are committed to each other, your partner will come across as somebody who's the provider, who's very caring, nurturing. They will provide you with nourishment and care, just as the mother takes care of the child in its womb. They would, shower such love and affection upon you. But the condition is that they expect you also to be loyal to them. You should be somebody again who deserves that love and affection. Alright? If any day they realize that you don't deserve that, they may withdraw all that affection and love and support. And they may also not be able to forgive you. That's possible. Because Lord Yama is again known for his strictness. They may not like to meet people much. They also may keep people waiting for them. They may love to be at times in isolation, and they may love to at times go on solo travel. They are very creative also. In a special, they can have creative abilities. All right. At times they would want to, they would be isolated, and they would just want to be, beside themselves and be all by themselves. It's possible. But they want to provide care and nourishment to others, especially to their near and dear ones. Your person, because Venus is the Lord and Mars is the sign Lord, so they can be into any field of creativity, even healing. They can be very good healers, yes. Alright. They can also be counselors, wherein they need to deal with people and help other people out. They could also be into any field of technology, wherein they need to use their originality and creativity. So all these things about Bharani Nakshatra. So partner will have all these qualities. Definitely they expect loyalty and commitment. Now let's move on to the next nakshatra. If your partner's moon is in Mrigashira nakshatra, what will happen? Mrigashira is ruled by Mars, planet Mars. It falls in both Taurus and Gemini. It may fall in Taurus or Gemini. Find out in your horoscope, in your partner's horoscope, moon, is it in Taurus or Gemini? So that you have to find out. Alright, because Mrigashira may fall in either of these two zodiac signs. So the sign lords will be Venus and Mercury. And the planet ruler is of course Mars. Mrigashira nakshatra symbol is the deer or a deer's head or antlers. So this nakshatra people, they can be very curious about things. They may have a variety of interests. Again, they will be known for their intellectual capabilities. They can do well in technology, research, investigation, into any field of work wherein they need to make use of their intellectual capabilities, reasoning abilities, observation skills. So they can also be very good at, they can have some skills. It could be any sort of skills, communication skills or any other skill. They are very skillful people. They have a lot of interest in exploring various fields of knowledge that are kind of that interest them. They could be interested in various fields of study or work. Alright. Now they also are people who believe in action, because Mrigashira after all ruled by Mars. So find out how Mars is placed in your person's chart. If it is more or less well placed, they will believe in action. If it is falling in Taurus, they will be very, very grounded and practical also. They'll be goal oriented and they will definitely move towards their goals in a very systematic, methodical, structured way. There will be a lot of creativity also if it is falling in Taurus. If it's falling in Gemini, then they'll be very curious about things and they'll be highly intelligent. They can also have a great sense of humor. They'll be childlike, even innocent. They will like to play games with you, do fun things with you. So you should share your hobbies and interests also with your partner. You should travel with your partner if your partner's moon is in Mrigashira, because they want to explore the world with you. They are so curious, so inquisitive by nature. Alright, if Mars is well placed, they will figure out what they actually want to do and where they want to focus their energies. And they will, eventually shine in life by dint of their efforts, initiative, by dint of their creativity, skills. intelligence, they will eventually shine and prosper in life. This relationship will work if both of you are friendly with each other, if you are friends to each other, if you share interests, hobbies, if you explore the world together and travel, as I said, taking recourse to role playing during intimate moments and so on. Now let's move on to what will happen when your person's moon is in the next nakshatra, which is Krittika nakshatra. Krittika. Alright. I think I went to Mrigashira and before Mrigashira I was supposed to do Krittika and Rohini. Never mind. So now we'll do Krittika. So what will happen if your person's nakshatra is in Krittika? It's Krittika nakshatra. So that means, your person's moon is in Krittika nakshatra. Krittika is ruled by Sun. Alright, planet Sun in astrology. And Krittika nakshatra falls in Aries and Taurus. It may fall in either Aries or Taurus. If it falls in Aries, sign lord will be Mars. If it falls in Taurus, sign lord will be Venus. Krittika nakshatra symbol is knife or spear or a sharp weapon. And the deity of this nakshatra is Agni, Lord Agni, the god of fire, or even Lord Kartikeya, the god of war, is also considered to be the deity of Krittika nakshatra. Krittika nakshatra people, they can be exceptionally knowledgeable. They can have a lot of knowledge. Krittika nakshatra people, they can have intellectual capabilities. And they can also be people of action, definitely. Alright. Now, they will believe in, again, if Sun is well placed in the horoscope, find out how Sun is placed in their chart. Then they will believe in righteousness. They will believe in their moral principles. And they will also stand up against injustice. They will be fearless. They will be very courageous. And they will never hold themselves, hold themselves back from speaking the truth. So, because Krittika is symbolized by a sharp weapon, so when they speak, they will always speak the truth, provided Sun is well placed. Now, Krittika nakshatra, if it's falling in Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars, and planet we know that rules Krittika nakshatra is Sun. So at times they may be hot-headed, at times there may be ego clashes in the relationship. Nevertheless, if Mars and Sun are well placed, they'll be creative, they'll be knowledgeable, they'll also be committed to you, and they'll also be looking for a passionate connection with you. The physicality of the relationship is important for them also. Now, Krittika nakshatra, such people in Aries, if it's in Aries, they will want to take initiative. They'll be very intuitive, creative, and they will begin new ventures. They can have entrepreneurial skills. So all these things. Alright. So the Lord is Kartikeya. Kartikeya is also known as Murugan. And Kartikeya, Lord Kartikeya, stands for purification, transformation. Alright? So, Krittika nakshatra people, all these qualities. But again, if Sun and Mars are not that well placed, then they may be arrogant. They may be short-tempered. They may act without thinking. It's possible. Now, if Krittika nakshatra is falling in Taurus, then definitely such people, they will believe in you making use of their knowledge for reaching their goals and objectives. They'll be very calculating, methodical, structured, and they will consistently move towards their goals. Again, they will have creativity, artistic abilities, and knowledge. If Krittika Nakshatra is falling in Taurus, alright, look at how Sun and Venus are placed in your person's horoscope. Alright, so they will also definitely be interested in sensual pleasures in the relationship. They will also be people who are intuitive. Intuition will be there. Creativity, as I mentioned. But they will be very calculating, methodical, practical, and structured and goal-oriented. But they will always have something new to bring to the table because they are creative, they have originality. Now let's move on to what will happen when your person's nakshatra, Janma Nakshatra, is Rohini Nakshatra. That means their moon is in Rohini Nakshatra. Rohini Nakshatra falls in Taurus. So the sign lord is Venus. And Rohini Nakshatra, the planet which rules this nakshatra is Moon. Now nakshatras are lunar mansions. All the 27 nakshatras which are used in prediction. So all 27 lunar mansions, and it is believed that Moon was married, to all the nakshatras, 27 nakshatras. But Moon loved Rohini the most. And Rohini Nakshatra is ruled by planet Moon in astrology. Here Moon exalts. Alright? And the sign lord is Venus. Find out how Moon and Venus are placed in your person's horoscope. They can be caring, affectionate, emotional, intuitive, creative. Alright? They can also be people who would provide you with nourishment. But they also expect the same from you. They want you also to be caring, affectionate, and loving towards them. In this relationship, they are seeking not just sensual pleasures, but even deep-rooted emotional connection, love and affection. Together they want to grow with you. Alright? They want a healthy partnership with you. Okay? This partnership essentially should be based on commitment and affection and concern for each other, and the desire to provide nourishment to each other. Because your person is creative, intuitive, and they also are people who definitely they can even have healing abilities, because Rohini falls in Taurus. They have certain ambition, goals in life, so you need to always support them, okay, so that they can bring out the creativity and originality that is there in them. So you need to support them and provide them with necessary care and nourishment. That's very important. The animal symbol is that of a serpent, because the serpent is also an animal or a creature which stands for fertility, sensuality. And the symbol of Rohini Nakshatra is the chariot. The chariot stands for growth, progress, and movement. So they want to achieve goals with you. They have certain goals, common goals, and they want to achieve those goals with you after being in a committed relationship with you. Okay, it's a chariot which signifies movement. They want to move ahead in life with you. They want to grow together with you. Alright? So, yeah. So they can be very good at any field of work which involves the use of intuition, creativity, analytical abilities. Even they can be very calculating and structured, systematic towards their work. They could be good with finances also. In the finance sector, they may do well. Alright, now let's move on to the next nakshatra. If your person's nakshatra is Ardra, Mrigashira I already covered earlier. So if your person's birth nakshatra is Ardra nakshatra, what will happen? Ardra nakshatra, the ruling planet is Rahu, the north node of the moon. Ardra nakshatra, the ruling deity is Rudra. Rudra is a fierce form of Lord Shiva. Alright, and the symbol of this nakshatra is a teardrop or a diamond or gem. And this nakshatra I have mentioned, the sign, it falls in Gemini. So the sign lord is Mercury. Alright, so your person can be somebody who is an unusual personality. They can have a dual character. A certain duality in nature can be there. Alright, they can also be very calculating. They can have great business acumen, great observation skills. Even they can be skillful in doing various things. Very unconventional in their way of looking at life. They may not be comfortable working with others. So if they do their own independent business, they'll shine and prosper in life better. They can't work in groups because they are so very, they are very, very unique in themselves. That's why ruled by Rahu. Alright. They will not fit, in any group, or you can say that they won't, there's no pattern. You cannot say that this is their pattern of behavior. Because they are people who can be very unpredictable, unusual, unconventional. Alright? Very unique. Alright? At times they may want to live in isolation. They want to stay in isolation. They may have gone through some tragedy in their life. So you need to be very supportive, very caring towards them. You need to understand their life struggles and where they're coming from. They need your love, support and care. Only then they will open up and they will, be friends with you. So it's very important for you to understand that you need to be friends with your partner. Because when if this relationship will be based on friendship, then only they will open up. And then only they will consider you to be their confidant. And then they will, even in moments of isolation, they can crave for your company. But if you are not understanding, if there is communication gap, then they may isolate themselves from you. That's also possible. They may do very well in any field of politics, even occult fields, any field of investigation, research, technology. They have creative skills, intelligence, their ability to do research, investigation. They are very reasonable, very intelligent. Alright. So all these qualities they can have. They have high intellectual capabilities actually. Alright. So all these things about your person, if your person's moon is in Ardra nakshatra, very unconventional. If your person belongs to a foreign culture, it's very good. Because Rahu symbolizes somebody who belongs to a foreign culture or different geographical region. If a person is into research, investigation, or if they're interested in exploring any hidden sort of knowledge, okay, it's good. If they can be mysterious and secretive by nature as well, besides being dual. Now let's move on to what will happen if your person's moon is in Punarvasu nakshatra. Punarvasu Nakshatra falls in both Gemini and Cancer. Punarvasu, the term means resettlement. Okay, settling down once again. So maybe in their life, your person had to undergo resettlement, either in career or geographical location, or after marriage to you, or after they're in a committed relationship with you, there may be a resettlement in their life. All right, or maybe your person, they were following a certain line of study or work, and they have totally deviated and moved towards a new sort of knowledge or work, field of work. That's possible. Punarvasu Nakshatra is ruled by Jupiter. Okay, signs are Gemini and Cancer. So sign lords will be both Mercury and Moon. If it falls in Gemini, sign lord will be Mercury. If it falls in Cancer, sign lord will be Moon. And Punarvasu Nakshatra, the deity is Aditi, the mother of all gods, the divine mother, who stands for infinite space, infinite opportunities, and prosperity. So this is considered to be a very auspicious nakshatra. If your person's moon is in Punarvasu, they can be very forgiving, generous, large-hearted, knowledgeable, wise. They can have wisdom, knowledge. You may turn to them for counsel, advice, suggestions. They can be your friend, philosopher, guide. They can do very well in any, as a counselor, teacher, as a healer, even occultist, a psychologist. They can do very well in any field of work which is connected with the use of knowledge, intuition. Punarvasu Nakshatra, if it is in Gemini, then definitely they will be very, highly intelligent. They'll be curious to explore various fields of knowledge. They will have exceptional intellectual capabilities. Alright? And they will be very ambitious in life. If your person moon is in Punarvasu Nakshatra, but if it is if it's in Cancer, then they'll be very caring, affectionate. They'll be very large-hearted. They will even sacrifice their happiness for your sake. Very generous, forgiving. They will provide you with nourishment. They're looking for a deep-rooted emotional connection for you. Sensual connection is also important for them in the relationship. All these things. They can be creative and intuitive, even knowledgeable. So all these qualities your person may have. Alright, now let's move on to what will happen if your person's moon is in Pushya Nakshatra. Pushya Nakshatra falls in Cancer. So sign lord is Moon, and Nakshatra lord or ruling planet, the planet which rules Pushya, is Saturn. It's a Nakshatra lord. And the deity is Brihaspati. Brihaspati or Jupiter is the deity of Pushya Nakshatra. So Pushya Nakshatra has the influence of both Saturn and Jupiter, because Brihaspati is the deity of Pushya Nakshatra. And Brihaspati is also known as Jupiter. Now, because Brihaspati is a deity who is believed to be the teacher of all the gods or devtas in heaven. So Brihaspati was the teacher of all the gods. Okay? So that deity is ruling Pushya. Sign lord is Moon, and also Cancer sign where Jupiter exalts. Alright? So your person can be again somebody who can be very good at counseling. They can give wonderful advice. They'll be very practical and grounded also. And they will believe in gaining knowledge through practical experience. They will never preach what they don't practice. They will only preach what they themselves practice. They're very good at counseling, excellent at giving you suggestions, advice. Now, Pushya Nakshatra people, they can also be very caring and nurturing, because the symbol is that of the cow's udder. Okay? Cow's udder. So, they are very caring as a partner. They want to be the provider. Alright? But again, this nakshatra is ruled by Saturn. So, definitely they are analytical. They will be judgmental also at times. Though large-hearted, they can get judgmental also. Analytical. They will analyze everything in the relationship also. If they sense that you are disloyal to them, if they sense that you are selfish and disloyal, or if you are a person who is not trustworthy, then they may also withdraw their support, affection, nourishment, everything they may withdraw also from you. And they may also never look back, and they may also never care to forgive you. That is also possible. As long as you are somebody who is able to win their trust, as long as you remain loyal to them, they will definitely take care of you. They will take responsibility. They will take your responsibility. They will shoulder everything. You will be their responsibility, and they will be the provider, caretaker. But if they sense that you don't deserve their nourishment or this affection, if they sense that you don't deserve that anymore, they can also turn unforgiving. Because it's a combination of both Saturn and Jupiter. So their principles, whatever they believe in, they will hold on to that rigidly also. Because they are people who have learnt from practical experiences. And you cannot fool around with them. If they sense that you are disloyal, or you are somebody who doesn't deserve the kind of affection or nourishment that they are showering upon you, they will turn indifferent to you also. So be careful. As long as you remain committed to them in the relationship, everything will be fine. Okay, and it will be a wonderful relationship. Now, these people, they may also love isolation. They may love to even go on solo travel. They will never, if you are busy, you can't join them, they can also travel alone. Actually, Pushya Nakshatra people, they don't need others' company. That's what I've seen. They have a beautiful world of their own, where they live with their sense of optimism and practicality. Pushya Nakshatra. It is also believed to be one of the most auspicious nakshatras. But be careful in dealing with them. Be in their good books, remain in their good books. Then they will always be there, and you will receive so much of support from them you can't even imagine. And your life will change for the better. But if, again, what I mentioned just now, a little while earlier, if you do otherwise, and if you if the trust is broken, then the relationship can also get spoiled. Now let's move on to what will happen if your person's nakshatra is Ashlesha. That means if your person's moon is an Ashlesha nakshatra. Ashlesha nakshatra is ruled by Mercury, and the sign lord is moon, because Ashlesha nakshatra falls in Cancer. Sign lord is moon, planet lord is Mercury, and Ashlesha nakshatra deity is the Naga. Deity is Naga or Nagdev, or you can say serpent deities. That is the deity of Ashlesha Nakshatra. And the symbol is a coiled serpent. A coiled serpent or Naga. Ashlesha is also referred to as the clinging star. Symbol is a male cat that walks very carefully, stealthily, secretively. So your person may be very secretive, mysterious by nature. Alright. They may definitely do very well in any field of research, investigation, even technology, healing practices, spiritual practices. They can be great counselors also. It's possible. Because they are very good at going to the depth of things and helping you look at things from a very different perspective. They can be knowledgeable also. Definitely. Again, find out how moon is placed. Moon is the sign lord, and how Mercury, the planet lord, is the planet which is ruling Ashlesha is Mercury. So how these planets are placed? They're more or less well placed. They'll be very creative, very intelligent, intuitive. All these qualities they will have. Ashlesha Nakshatra is especially known for intuition, for the power of intuition. There are other nakshatras also that can have intuitive qualities, but Ashlesha Nakshatra is believed to have the highest intuition. Yes. So your person, no, they can do very well in any field of work which involves the use of intuition. Alright, any field of work. So research, investigation, counseling, so all that. So they could be in any such field, but they will do well whenever they are making use of their, in-depth knowledge, research abilities, and intuitive powers. Alright. Now the symbol is a coiled serpent. So Ashlesha people ruled by Mercury. The planet lord is Mercury, so they are also very logical. They believe in give and take also, healthy give and take. They'll be very loyal to you, very faithful to you. But again, if they sense that you are disloyal or if there is a breach of trust, they will seek revenge against you. They can turn very vindictive and revengeful. They will not just withdraw their support, but they will actively seek revenge against you. And they will not let you just go after hurting them or after betraying them. They will make sure that they take revenge against you. They can turn very revengeful. But if you remain loyal to them and committed, dedicated to them in the relationship, then they will even sacrifice their life for you. Because they believe in that sort of loyalty and commitment in the relationship. That is the Ashlesha energy. So be very careful while dealing with them. First of all, they're very intelligent. They have great observation skills, great intuition. So don't meddle with them. Don't, don't try their patience or don't hurt them in any way. Because if they sense that you are not trustworthy or if you're playing games with them, then they can turn very manipulative and they can play such games with you. They can even play nasty games in order to seek revenge. That's also possible. Alright? But if you remain loyal, devoted, then they can also give away their life for you. Alright? So any field of research, investigation where they need to do, so it could be any investigation in the legal sector or in the field of law, that is, or any sort of investigation, being a detective in the intelligence department, any sort of research investigation, healing practices, counseling. So these are all wonderful feels for your person. Now let's move on to what will happen if your person's moon is in Magha Nakshatra. So that means your person's Janma Nakshatra is Magha. Magha Nakshatra is ruled by Ketu, planet Ketu, the planet of transformation, even rebirth, renewal also, transformation. And also planet Ketu here, Magha is the Lord which rules. The sign Lord is Sun. Planet is Ketu. Planet Ketu rules Magha, and the sign, because it falls in Leo, sign Lord will be planet Sun. Alright, and the symbol of Magha Nakshatra is the palanquin. Palanquin or a royal throne. That is a symbol. And the deity of Magha Nakshatra is the Pitris or Pitras or Pitragan is the deity. Pitras refer to your ancestors. Your ancestors are your Pitras or Pitris. Alright? So they are the ruling deity of Magha Nakshatra. So if you receive your ancestors' blessings, if their last rites were performed well in the family, if you were also involved in doing shouldering your responsibility in that regard, or during Pitra Paksh every year you're doing Tarpan, you're making offerings to your ancestors to please them, then you can receive their blessings. And then you will see that you will be able to carry forward the lineage, the tradition. So you're born into a certain tradition, culture, lineage. You will stick to your tradition and lineage very faithfully, and you will want to continue. You will want to keep that tradition alive. So you may be engaged in any work, any sort of profession that was somehow linked to your ancestors. So you may take up their profession or their line of work, and you want to take it to the next level because you want to keep that tradition alive. Right? You will love your tradition, your culture. You'll be very rooted to your tradition and culture no matter where you live. You will never forget your culture and tradition, your values, your principles, what was taught to you in the family, how your ancestors lived, what principles they followed. They will always continue to inspire you, and you will be blessed by your ancestors. Alright, and you can also be somebody who can, set a new trend, or you can, because you want to take some heritage or some tradition, your tradition, you want to keep it alive and you want to take it to the next level. So you may be a trendsetter also in the entire family. You may set an example, because Magha is again a royal sign ruled by, it's in the sign of Leo. So Magha, a nakshatra which has some royalty. Why? Because Magha is in the sign of Leo. Leo is a royal sign. So definitely, you will have certain kingly qualities. Alright? You will seek inspiration from your tradition, culture, from whatever was taught to you, from whatever education and knowledge you've gained from your family or from your tradition or lineage. That will be a source of inspiration for you to set some new trend. It's possible. Some new venture. Because you will be again somebody who can be very creative. And we know it's ruled by Ketu, so it is needless to say that you will also be somebody who will be gifted with intuition, power of intuition. Not just creativity, because again sign Lord is Sun, so creativity, but even intuition. Alright, you will have that capability to bring about a new transformation, a positive transformation. Okay? And you can be a trendsetter, a forerunner of a certain, you can set some trend. You can take your lineage forward in a very creative way. Alright, so many other generations, your future generations also will fall back upon you, will turn to you and will follow you, because you are now a trendsetter who has bring about a positive transformation. That's possible. Now your person can do very well in any field of research, investigation, any field of knowledge, secretive knowledge also, or they just want to keep alive their tradition. So if they are following any profession which was followed by any of their ancestors, they will do very well in life. So that's possible. But nevertheless, there will be people who will always love their family. They will give a lot of importance to their own family, and they will want you to respect their family and their culture and tradition. Alright? So again, if Sun and Ketu, how they are placed, you have to find out in your person's chart. If they are more or less well placed, you will get these results. If they are not well placed, your person may be egoistic also, and they may get arrogant, and there may be ego clashes in the relationship, because of which there can be ups and downs in the relationship as well. So now let's move on to what will happen if your person's nakshatra is Purvaphalguni. That means your person's moon is in Purvaphalguni nakshatra, which also falls in Leo. So the sign lord is again planet Sun. But Purvaphalguni nakshatra is ruled by planet Venus. The planet ruler is Venus of Purvaphalguni. The symbol is a hammock or a swinging bed. A hammock or a swinging bed. A swinging hammock or a bed. A very comfortable bed. So Venus, is a planet ruler. So your person will be somebody who will definitely want to seek comfort and luxury in life. Okay? They will also, have the desire to live like a king. Yes? They will want to lead a life of luxury, comfort. They can be intuitive again, because Sun and Venus both are involved. So they can be knowledgeable. Okay? And this is the sign of Leo. So they are also looking for a relationship which is going to be based on affection, love and affection, but true commitment. That is also something they want. If you are committed to them, they will be very caring, nurturing. They'll provide you with nourishment. And they also expect you to treat them with love and affection. Alright? So the deity of this nakshatra, the deity is Bhaga. The deity is Bhaga, the god of marital bliss or prosperity. Deity is Bhaga or Bhaga. Okay? The god of marital bliss and prosperity. That means they will be people who are very much interested in, marriage. They want a committed relationship. They want to settle down with their partner so that both of you together can move towards prosperity. They want a healthy partnership based on loyalty, commitment, and trust. They can do very well even if they are doing any sort of independent business or whatever be their field of work. They just need to remain devoted and make use of their knowledge and creativity, creative skills and intuition. Then they will do very well in whichever field of work they may be. This relationship should be based on love and affection, mutual trust is very important, loyalty, the desire to make each other comfortable, having great sensual connection also in the relationship is important, At the same time, being loyal and committed is also important. Now let's move on to what will happen if your person's nakshatra is an Uttaraphalguni nakshatra, which falls in both Leo and Mercury. If it falls in Leo, then sign lord will be Sun. If it falls in Virgo, it falls in Leo and Virgo. If it falls in Leo, then sign lord will be Sun. If it falls in Virgo, then sign lord will be Mercury. Uttaraphalguni nakshatra is ruled by planet Sun, nevertheless. And the deity is Aryaman. Aryaman, the god of contracts, unions and social bonds. Aryaman is also a sun god, the god of contracts. Alright, so Uttaraphalguni nakshatra ruled by sun. Okay, sun. So definitely they are looking for healthy contracts, healthy friendship, okay, with you. They are looking for a partner who can be friendly to them, who will be very understanding, who will support them in their ventures. So they want this relationship to be based on mutual support, even selfless, unconditional love. If Uttaraphalguni nakshatra, if it is falling in your person's horoscope in Leo, then they will give a lot of importance to selfless, unconditional love and true commitment in the relationship. If Uttaraphalguni nakshatra is falling in Virgo, then your person will also want you to be someone who is ready to serve them, somebody who is devoted to them. Then they will also be devoted towards you. They can also be people who are perfectionists. They can be over analytical. So they can be a little argumentative by nature. If Uttaraphalguni nakshatra is falling in Virgo. So at times there may be certain conflicts with you. Be careful. Because they are very over analytical. They at times get into the overthinking zone, overthinking mode. Okay? They'll be very detail oriented, very practical, grounded. They can also find faults with you. It's possible. Alright? But they can also be skillful. They can have some skill. And by dint of their skills, even analytical skills, their ability to do research, investigation, they can shine in life. They can have great intellectual capabilities. If Uttaraphalguni nakshatra is falling in Leo also, they can have great knowledge, intuition and creative abilities. That's also possible. So by dint of these qualities, they can prosper in life and move ahead with success. Now Uttaraphalguni nakshatra people, again because this nakshatra is ruled by sun, if sun is more or less well placed, your person wants loyalty and commitment and selfless love. The symbol of this nakshatra is again a bed or the back legs of a cot or a hammock. Alright? So they want this relationship to be based on commitment, friendship. Okay? Friendship, commitment. On the basis of that, they will want to enter into a healthy contract with you. And that contract or relationship should be based on friendship and love and affection. That's it. Spiritual connection. Selfless, unconditional love. That's what they're looking for. Uttaraphalguni nakshatra people. So all these things about your partner. Okay? Now again, if sun is not so well placed in their horoscope, then there can be ego clashes in the relationship. So you need to be careful. Now let's move on to what will happen finally in today's video. This is part 1. In part 2, I'll talk about the remaining nakshatras from Chitra onwards. Chitra to Revati will be covered in part 2. In today's video, the last nakshatra, the final nakshatra is Hasta nakshatra. Hasta nakshatra, if your person's moon is in Hasta nakshatra, then their birth nakshatra is Hasta. Hasta Nakshatra is ruled by planet Moon. Okay? And the sign lord is Mercury, because Hasta Nakshatra falls only in Virgo. Sign lord is Mercury. Your person may do very, very well in any field of service sector. Okay? Healthcare sector, legal sector, any field of research, investigation, technology, any sort of service sector, they will do very well. They can serve people, they can even guide people, they can have great counseling abilities also. Now the deity of this nakshatra, Hasta Nakshatra, is Savitur, the sun god. The sun god is the deity, the god of knowledge, light, creation, prosperity is the deity. So they can be very knowledgeable, they can be very skillful, because Hasta Nakshatra, the symbol of this nakshatra is an open hand or palm. An open hand or palm, which stands for skill, dexterity, the ability to manifest their desires by dint of their action. They can act. They are hardworking, diligent, grounded, practical. They believe in their own action. They believe in being goal-oriented. They can be materialistic. They can be skillful. So any sort of skill they may have. Any sort of skill also which involves the use of hands. They could be into painting, very good writer, any sort of skill. They could also be a good palmist. They could be somebody who is helping others, serving others, nursing others in the healthcare industry. They are very good at serving, so the service sector. They may also eventually be interested in social service. In this relationship also, they may have a desire to help you and serve you. If Moon and Mercury are well placed, they will have a desire to help you out and serve you. And they will also expect you to help them and understand them. So this relationship should be based on a desire to help each other. That's very important. Then both of you can grow together. If Moon and Mercury are not so well placed, then again there could be certain clashes of opinion or interests or even conflicts and lack of understanding. But if Moon and Mercury are well placed in your person's horoscope, then they will always be somebody who's ready to cooperate with you, who are ready to help you and serve you. Alright? They will do very well in any field of work which involves the use of skills, analytical abilities, their ability to do research, investigation, and make use of their intellectual capabilities. Even healing abilities they will have. Because Hasta Nakshatra is connected with healing abilities, healing powers also. They have this ability to heal others, serve others, help others. So in this relationship also, you may also turn to them for advice. You may turn to them for suggestions. They can guide you also, they can heal you. Alright? So all these things, they are very creative, very intuitive, yet very grounded, practical, goal-oriented. They can be very hardworking. They can be very meticulous about details, very detail-oriented, and very analytical. And they can also be materialistic. They believe in their own hard work and skills. So all these qualities your person can have. They can have exceptional creative abilities also, because after all, Hasta Nakshatra is ruled by Moon. Very creative and intuitive also, because Moon also stands for intuition. Alright, so this relationship should be also based on deep-rooted intuitive connection. Intuitively connecting with each other is very important. If your person's Moon is in Hasta Nakshatra. Alright friends, so that was my take on what will happen when your person's Moon can be in a certain nakshatra. Okay, So all different nakshatras. If your person's moon is in, a nakshatra, any nakshatra, what does it say about your person's nature, character, and their relationship with you? So in today's video, I've covered all the 13 nakshatras from Ashwini to Hasta. In the subsequent or in the forthcoming video, I will talk about the remaining nakshatras. Alright, in part 2. So friends, do subscribe. If you want personal consultation, you can WhatsApp me. Details are there in the video description. And before I wind up, be kind to all people who are in need of help. Try to, donate vegetarian food to people in orphanages and old age homes. Alright? And be a vegetarian yourself. Be kind to all animals, birds, and creatures. See you next time, friends. Thank you.